What's the most satisfying way you've seen someone get caught taking credit for someone else's work? My cousin Emma was the family artist. She'd been painting since she could hold a brush, filling sketchbooks with incredible drawings that captured the essence of everything she saw. By high school, her talent was undeniable. I wasn't artistic at all, but I was her biggest fan, always in awe of how she could transform blank canvas into something magical. When Emma was 17, she entered the state art competition with this stunning painting of our grandfather's weathered hands holding a fishing lure. The piece was deeply personal. Our grandfather had taught us both to fish before his Parkinson's made it impossible. Emma had worked on that painting for months, perfecting every detail, even incorporating bits of his actual fishing line into the canvas. The night before submissions were due, Emma texted me a photo of the finished piece. It was breathtaking. You could practically feel the decades of hard work in those hands, the love in every brushstroke. The day of the competition arrived, and our whole family went to support Emma. As we walked through the exhibition hall looking at all the entries, Emma suddenly froze. There on display was her painting, except it wasn't labeled with her name. The placard read, Sarah Jenkins, Westlake High. I've never seen someone's face shift from confusion to heartbreak so quickly. Emma started shaking. That's my painting, she whispered. That's literally my painting. We looked closer, and sure enough, it was identical, down to the unique way she'd incorporated our grandfather's fishing line. This girl, Sarah, had somehow gotten hold of Emma's work and submitted it as her own. Emma immediately went to find the competition organizers while I stayed behind, watching this Sarah girl standing proudly next to my cousin's work, accepting compliments from judges and visitors. She was dressed impeccably, looking like the perfect art student, nodding knowingly as people praised her technique. The competition director approached with Emma, looking skeptical. I could tell he wasn't fully believing her. Sarah immediately started crying, claiming Emma was just jealous of her talent, that she'd worked so hard on this piece that represented her own grandfather. I have progress photos, Emma said quietly, pulling out her phone. From every stage of creating this painting. Do you have any? Sarah stammered something about not documenting her process, and the director looked increasingly uncomfortable. Then came the moment that still makes me smile years later. Our grandfather, who rarely left home anymore due to his Parkinson's, slowly shuffled forward from where he'd been sitting on a bench. He raised his trembling hands and held them up next to the painting. Those are my hands, he said simply. Those are my hands, holding the lure I made in 1973, the one I taught Emma to use on her 8th birthday. The exact pattern of age spots, the precise scar on his thumb from a fishing accident. It was unmistakable. The painting didn't just look like his hands, they were his hands, down to details only the artist who had studied them lovingly would know. Sarah's face crumpled as the director asked to see Emma's progress photos. They showed every stage, the initial sketches, the early composition, photos of our grandfather posing, the gradual building of layers. She even had a video of herself working on the most intricate part. Sarah was disqualified on the spot. The competition officials moved Emma's painting to its rightful place with her name. She won first prize, which included a scholarship to a summer art program that eventually led to her career as an artist. Sarah transferred schools after that. I heard later from mutual friends that she'd been taking credit for other people's work for years, stealing designs, copying homework, building her reputation on lies.